Hi my friends, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with my TBR for November. I'm actually taking part in a 2-month-long readathon for the last 2 months of the year. Okay, so the readathon I'm taking part in this month is called the Clear Your Shit Readathon. The first year was last year. I did see it last year, but I saw it like a week before November started, and I just wasn't prepared, as far as like what I needed to read for the end of the year. I wasn't prepared to just like shove that all aside and jump into this, but I was really intrigued. So I watched the first year. I saw, what went down. There was like a mini one, I don't know, this spring, and now year 2. And I planned for it. I'm excited about it. This readathon's all about reading books that you own, books that are on your TBR. That means different things for different people, obviously. For this, I'm trying to read books that I owned previous to this year because that's like what I have trouble doing. My brain just really wants to focus on my new shiny books instead of my old shiny books. So I'm trying to read books that I've owned. Some of them are newer books, but the majority of them are not. And this has 24 prompts, so there's about 12 prompts per month here. I'm not sure if I'll get all that read, but I'm gonna try. So I'll tell you the prompts for the first 12 books and what I picked for those, and let's get on with it. So the first prompt is to read a book where someone dies. I'm going a little bit morbid with this. It's kind of a morbid prompt, but I'm going real life morbid. This is Factories of Death by Sheldon H. Harris. Some of you may have heard of this, some of you may not have. This is about Unit 731, which was a Japanese prison camp during World War II. I heard about this, I think my senior year, or right when I finished my senior year of high school. And I heard about this because there was this Japanese metal band that I like called Darren Gray, and they had a song that was kind of about this. I was looking up lyrics and I was like, what is this? And then I Googled it and I was like, this can't be fucking real, because how in the fuck have we not learned about such a terrible, terrible thing? This was a prison camp. They did human experiments. It was really terrible. I won't get into, the gritty details, but this is a book about that. Second prompt is to read a book where people go on a journey. For this, I've chosen Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is one of the books that is not a book that I owned before this year. This is about 2 dads whose sons were partners and had both been murdered, and these dads team up to, get to the bottom of it. Seems like this is going to be real heartfelt. I've heard great things about Cosby's writing, and I'm gonna, try it out. Prompt number 3, a book that was recommended to you. I chose for this The Devil in Silver by Victor Laval. This isn't necessarily one that someone was like, hey, you, Coral, you'll like this book. But it's one that I see highly touted in the horror community. I mean, Victor Laval in general, is considered a very great kind of strange horror, cosmic horror author. I've read one of his books, The Ballad of Black Tom. Didn't love it, but I've come to realize that I just really don't understand cosmic horror, and that's okay. But I think this is a little bit different. This takes place in a mental institution. We're following a man named Pepper, and Pepper thinks that there is a devil in the institute, and I want to find out if Pepper's right. This is a really fun cover. I don't know, does the devil look like a buffalo? Is the devil a bison? Prompt number 4 is a book people talk about a lot. Oh boy. I chose another new book, new to me. This is Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. If you are in horror groups on Facebook, people talk about this nonstop. It's honestly to the point where I sigh and I don't even care. But I figured I might feel like I'm missing out on something if I don't try it out. So I'm going to jump into this with some skepticism. And I'm gonna hope that I really love it. But also know that I might not. This, though, is about a couple, and they're celebrating their engagement at a cabin in the woods, of course. And there's something in the woods. I do love creepy things in the woods. So maybe this will be a winner for me, too. I hope. I mean, I don't buy a book because I anticipate that I won't like it. But, you know. Number 5 is your shortest book. And I'm pretty sure, after looking on my shelves at what I haven't read, I'm pretty sure the shortest book I own is this strange little nonfiction kind of book that I bought at the Monterey Bay Aquarium the last time I went. This is Mysterious Sea Monsters of California's Central Coast by Randall A. Reinstead. And this is about sea monsters and like cryptids that, you know, live around the central coast of California. This is a whopping 73 pages. It's got illustrations. It just seems like it's gonna be fun. Number 6, I do not have a book for yet. This is to steal a book from somebody else's TBR. Of course, I'm filming this before, you know, the beginning of November, so I haven't really seen any TBR videos out yet. That's something I'll have to probably watch a couple videos, find something that I own and have owned for a while, and then figure out what I'm gonna do about that. So you'll hear in my wrap up. All right, number 7 is a book with gold, silver, or bronze on the cover. I chose for this Hex Life, which is a anthology edited by Christopher Golden and Rachel Autumn Deering. This is a witchy anthology. Sounds like it's gonna be good, I hope. I mean, sometimes I don't love anthologies, but I'm hoping this will be good. It does have a really fantastic cover. Okay, prompt number 8 is the smallest book in size, weight, length, your choice. Okay, so I looked. A lot of my books are just like similar sizes, but I've got this really teeny tiny, what do they call this? Serialized novel. The first part of the serialized novel, at least. This is The Blackstone Chronicles by John Saul. This one, part 1, is called An Eye for an Eye, The Doll. And it is small and short. And I don't know, probably good for a readathon, you know. It's tiny. It does not weigh very much. Number 9 is a spooky book. I almost dropped it. I chose for this The Beauty by Aaliyah Whiteley. This is a very strange book, I've heard, where all the women are gone. They've all died out. But you don't necessarily know if that's happening everywhere or just in this insular group of men who, you know, there are no women. And one of them is kind of the storyteller, so he's the one who tells the story of how the women all disappeared. But then one day they stumble across this like woman made out of fungus, mushrooms, and I've heard things get very strange here, and I'm excited for it. I'm very, very curious about this. Number 10 is a book with an animal. I don't know if any of these stories have to do with an animal, but I thought that this would fit in well because it has an animal on the cover, obviously. This is, I think, my last 5-star prediction of this year. This is A Nest of Nightmares by Lisa Tuttle, and this is a short story collection. So, yeah. I mean, this is one that's been reprinted by Valancourt Books under their Paperbacks from Hell series, and I'm excited to get into it. I've really enjoyed what I've read of those so far. Okay, number 11, I also don't have the book for because it is a mystery what this prompt will be. The narrator for this has said that they will announce it when it comes up, the week it comes up, but for now, that's just it. And then number 12, finally, is a free space. So I've chosen for this prompt Eden by Tim Leben. This is a book about these dudes who love adventures, and they go into something that's called Eden. Eden is what they call a virgin zone, which is an area, you know, that people are not supposed to go into. It's supposed to be just virgin land so that nature can grow successfully, because in this in this world, we have destroyed the earth. So it's like, what is that, 3 years into the future for us? Haha, terrifying. But for real, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope we don't have to resort to this, but I feel like maybe we will. Maybe there will be an Eden of our own in a couple years. This sounds like it'll be a really great mix of horror and like adventure, which is something I'm finding I really like. Kind of like archaeological horror, eco horror, adventure horror, you know, where there's lots of action and people like exploring things, and also, you know, there's a horrific theme or element. So yeah, that's Eden. Hopefully it's good. Those are my books for November. I'd love to hear if you've read any of these and what you thought about them, whether you're doing the Clear Your Shit readathon. I think it's gonna be a great time. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a really great October, and I hope you're ready for Thanksgiving, because I fucking am. See you all later. Goodbye!